When you think about the Koch brothers and their effect on politics, it's generally in the money that they give to Republicans, Republican politicians, Republican causes. But that's not always the case. In some cases, if you go back, their interests have lined up with certain aspects of the Democratic Party. And that is where a new book has some important light to shed on this situation. According to the new book Kochland, written by investigative reporter Christopher Leonard, Koch Industries secretly financed a report by Third Way, a corporate-funded think tank with ties to the centrist wing of the Democratic Party. The report, titled "Why Lou Dobbs is Winning" and published in November 2007, was written to promote the free trade agenda to liberals. The white paper explained it would be the first salvo in a year-long effort to reshape the messaging around trade policy, warning that, quote, "a new and powerful populist strain has emerged on both the left and the right of American politics that threatens to turn the nation fearful and inward." And so, according to this book, they teamed up, providing money so that Third Way could help them to advance this idea about trade.
And the report urged Democrats to, quote, "counter neo-populism effectively." So only let the right wing do populism so that they could win. And the left wing shouldn't do any populism trying to actually work for the average American, the American workers. So that way you could lose elections. The Koch brothers are like, hey, this is even better. Okay, we get these idiot Democrats that take our bribes, legalize bribes, it goes to think tanks, so it's okay legally, right? And then the think tank pretends to be Democratic, and they go, oh man, look, we care so much about the Democratic Party. That's why we're trying to warn you guys, whatever you do not pick Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders. Back in 2013, they wrote an op-ed about how Elizabeth Warren was going to destroy the party by appealing to actual voters. No, you appeal to corporate donors. That's how you win elections, because America loves giant corporations that keep their wages low. They love them. So Third Way's always been a Trojan horse, and we knew that it was corporate interests. It's funded completely by corporate interests. We knew that it was Wall Street money, but I didn't know inside the Trojan horse also was Charles and David Koch. So now we know that as well.
Yeah, and part of the reason you didn't know it is that they knew at least enough back then, not to win elections, but to hide where some of their funding was coming from. Their report at the time did not note any funding from Koch Industries or any related companies or organizations, but it did offer thanks to Rob Hall, then a lobbyist for Koch Industries' Invista division, quote, for his support in helping us conceive of and design Third Way's trade project, adding credence to Leonard's claim, that's the writer of the book, that the Kochs are behind the effort. Hall was previously a Koch executive. Now, to be fair, the Intercept and Ryan Grimm is one of the two reporters that reported on this, did reach out to Third Way, but they did not respond to a request for comment, which is not going to surprise a whole bunch of people. But the most interesting little bit of history, I don't know if you noticed in the original reporting, but it was a politician at the time who worked in the rollout of this plan that we're talking about. It was rolled out in coordination with then Representative Joe Crowley, a Democrat representing the Bronx and Queens. Joe Crowley.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And see, look, it's not an accident. So Joe Crowley, obviously defeated by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You'll be surprised to find that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez does not take money from the Koch brothers.
Interesting.
Nor does she work with any think tanks that do take money from the Koch brothers.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I say it's not an accident is because Crowley became eventually the fourth ranking Democrat in the House and was in line to become the next Speaker of the House. How did he get there? Through taking corporate money.
Yeah.
That's why AOC ran on that and won on that. Just Democrats don't take any corporate PAC money. That way you can trust them. Yeah. So meanwhile, Crowley's like, what do you mean? I'm so powerful. Well, who do you deliver for? Well, he delivered for all of his corporate donors. He didn't deliver for the Queens and Bronx, and the Queens and Bronx knew that, and that's why they threw him out on his ass. Don't worry though, he landed safely. He's now, you're never gonna guess. I know what you're thinking, he's probably a professor, or maybe decided to do a new craft, dentist, plumber, something along those lines.
Indie band.
Yeah, you're gonna be shocked to find out, no, he's actually a lobbyist. He's a lobbyist now, working for corporate interests, including interests that are now trying to pass Trump's NAFTA deal.
Yeah.
Hey, he was working for that's right, the Koch brothers trying to do trade deals for them, now trying to do trade deals for Trump. And then the Democrats go, oh my God, why would you attack corporate Democrats? We're all the same team. Yeah. We're all the same. Do we look like we're on the same team? I got news for you guys. If you're a corporate Democrat and you take Koch brothers money, you are not on my team. You are not on any progressive team. And if you want to cry about that, like, oh, just because I took oil money and drug company money and banker money and I worked for them, now you say I can't be a colleague? Yeah, that's right. I mean, you could do anything you like, it's a free country, but you ain't a progressive, you're not on our side, you don't vote with us. In fact, You're a Trojan horse, and your job is to defeat progressive ideas from within the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So bye, Felicia.
But what if you fought hardcore against progressives and then a few years go by and now you call yourself a progressive because you can see that the wind is changing?
Oh yeah, sure. Is
that okay then?
Nah, that's probably why we came up with the progressive pledge. TYT.com/pledge. Whoever more people sign it, more power it has. Now, 5 presidential candidates have signed it. Bill de Blasio signed it recently. AOC, Tlaib, Omar, Ro Khanna, Jamie Raskin, the list goes on and on. All wonderful progressive groups have signed it. Not all, but a lot of them have. But funny enough, a lot of the corporate Democrats have not signed it. They're like, wow, Medicare for all, that would hurt my drug company and health insurance company donors. Did I say that out loud? I mean, we're all colleagues. We're all colleagues. No. You're not a. You just told us you're not a progressive.
Yeah.
So own it.
I'm just going to mention one more bit of history just that popped up in this reporting, and that because of the Koch, it should be rare that the Koch brothers are involved in internal Democratic politics, but it's not that rare. If you go back, 2001 American Prospect investigation noted that Koch Industries was a member of the Executive Council of the Democratic Leadership Council, founded in 1985 by centrist Democrats to combat the left inside the party. So again, a little bit of consistency. They have been working inside the Democratic Party to make sure that it doesn't move left.
Yeah, and so when the Democratic Leadership Council, and they can call themselves any names they like, New Democrats, Blue Dog, all those different names, it's all the same corporate corrupt Democrats.
Yeah.
And so Third Way's not here to help you. They're here to sabotage the Democratic Party. And by the way, everybody knows that. But Pelosi and Schumer and all the leadership are like, yeah, but do they give us the money? They give us money, right? And look, I built my career on money and corruption, so why would I object? So that's who they are. And otherwise, by the way, they could prove me wrong. They always say like, oh, you're so obnoxious, Cenk. You keep saying things that are true, and it's driving us nuts. So okay, then counter it. So okay, say, why doesn't Pelosi and Schumer go? Because these sons of bitches came out, took Koch brother money and tried to trick us into voting with them. I'm against Third Way. Oh no, you're gonna still take their money, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm right and you're wrong. Last thing on Third Way, now they were beat up on Warren over and over and over because they're largely financed by banks, and she's so tough against banks that they hate her. But now their last trick is, well, Warren, maybe not so bad because Bernie Sanders is an existential threat. That's a quote, existential threat. Now, do they like Elizabeth Warren? Hell no. If Bernie Sanders is ever out of the race, Third Way will turn again and be absolutely vicious to Warren. But as long as Bernie's in the race, they're like, no, not Bernie, not Bernie. Oh my God, Wheezy. Okay, Charles Koch, take me now. Third Way, all right. That's who they are. On the go, don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.